Welcome to the Winning in Business podcast. I'm your host, Kelli, and I love talking to business professionals, leaders, and entrepreneurs who are winning in business. Are you ready to reach your next level of success? If so, join us on the Winning in Business podcast as I interview entrepreneurs, business professionals, and leaders who share how they've risen to success. Before we begin, go ahead, hit subscribe and the notification button so you'll be notified each time a new episode is released. Plug in and settle in. You're about to be inspired to rise up to your next level of success. Welcome to another episode of Winning in Business. I'm your host, Kelli. Today, I am flying solo. The topic that I want to talk about is, are your thoughts helping or hurting? So one of the biggest things that we know is what we think makes a difference in our life, whether those thoughts be negative or whether those thoughts be positive. And I want to give you a couple examples. So interestingly enough, I have a friend and she was telling herself, I need a break. I need a break. I just need a break. And do you know what started happening? Things started breaking. Her washing machine, her dishwasher, the brakes on her car, they needed replaced. Like all these things started breaking. And so unconsciously, she wasn't looking for anything to break, but what was she saying? I need a break. Well, she got a break. She got a break in her washing machine, a break in her dishwasher, and then her car was broken. And we don't think that what we're saying is affecting our lives, and it is. So that is why our thoughts make such a difference and can truly hurt us or help us. Interesting. I had a friend's weekend in Kansas City, and one of my friends is a communications, like a writer, and going through journalism school, she definitely learned how to write negative headlines. And so for her, there are times where negative headlines just pop into her head. So there we are. It's Sunday morning. She goes out super early for a run. She gets all bundled up. It was freezing. She gets herself bundled up. She goes outside. It's, barely dawn out and she's running. And she remembered that she left the door to the Airbnb unlocked. Now we're in a different city. Yes, we think we're in a safe place, however, you're not in your natural environment. And so she starts thinking that things are going to happen to the rest of us that are back there in the house, in the unlocked door. So in her mind, she is making up negative headlines. Girl goes out running and comes back and finds her friends dead, like all these negative things. That was one of them. She had all these different negative headlines going on. And I looked at her and I said, girl, you need to start writing for a different magazine. You need to start writing for the Positive Uplifting magazine, the one that we all had so much fun and we all enjoyed our time together and our friendship, is still strong and growing after how many years? A lot of years, 30 something years. I said, that's the magazine you need to be writing for. Get rid of the newspaper where, tragic headlines sell. And we had a good laugh about it. And at the same time, we know that when these kind of thoughts are constantly running through your mind, it brings up worry, it brings up anxiety. And so it's recognizing them and getting them to change. And there she was on her run. Now, that does not sound like a lovely, peaceful run, does it, when you're writing negative headlines in your mind? And yet when we're exercising, that should be a time where we're, freeing our mind and enjoying nature and, releasing endorphins and all those things, not like having fear creep in us. So my point is that what we think affects every part of our day and our life. So I've been listening to and reading up and studying and practicing the law of attraction. And the law of attraction, your thoughts 100% attract what you get. So your life right now today is from the thoughts that you have been previously thinking. And not just the thoughts from yesterday, but these could be the thoughts from 6 months ago. So if you think back 6 months ago, what was running through your mind? What were the thoughts you're thinking? They're probably fairly congruent with what's going on right now with you. And this is where we get to be so aware of what's going on in our mind. Now, the interesting thing about that is we can be aware of consciously what's going on. What we are not aware of is what's running unconsciously. And I did this money talk a couple weeks ago, and we dove into the disempowering money beliefs that people can have and how these beliefs come about, really. And people don't realize that, and they get stuck in this money place, and they're not making the money that they want. They want to be making more, whether you're a business owner, whether you're a professional, you know what I mean? Like, you can be frustrated, you can be stuck in your money situation, and you're trying to come up with all these outward solutions, when the bottom line is it's an underlying unconscious belief, disempowering belief, that's running the program that you don't even know about. Okay, that's kind of a whole nother topic, another issue. And that is something that I'm definitely working with clients on, is getting them out of their money mindset problems, like the disempowering ones, to empower them. Okay, different issue. Let's go back to what we do know that we're thinking. So when we are consciously aware of what we're thinking, so those are the thoughts that are coming in and out of our mind that we are aware of, that we can catch, that we can recognize. The one thing that we can do is, when we have a negative thought, it's not like we're never going to have negative thoughts come in. If we do have a negative thought, though, we can recognize it. That was an interesting negative thought. I think I'm going to now turn it around into some love, into some positivity, whatever. And so the goal then is to take your thoughts and say everything like you want it. Because when you're thinking about, I don't have enough money, I need more money, all of that is coming out of a place of lack. And then you get more lack. I don't have anybody to love me. I'm awful at relationships. Then you have yucky relationships. Like, pick a subject, pick whatever, your weight. If you're telling yourself that you're fat, if that's going through your head, I'm fat. And again, this can be no matter what size you are. If you think you're fat, you can never be thin because you think you're fat. You will never be thin. So it's going in and looking at what you're saying and switching it. What do you want? I want to be earning X amount of dollars. Thank you for giving me opportunities to earn X amount of dollars. Whatever that is for you, right? Like, how can you put it? And the other thing that you do with your thoughts to make them even more powerful is, when you have the desires, the wants, your goals, you take those thoughts and you add emotion to it. And when you can put yourself in that excited, that happy, that joyful, that passionate place around your thoughts, that is what will fuel the fire even more to get you exactly what you want. Our thoughts are so powerful. We can truly use them to help us or to hurt us. And, something that I find is honestly the most interesting is people that are going through the day. So be aware if you're doing this and not even recognizing the thoughts that are going on. So you're just kind of going through the motions. Start recognizing them so that is that what we call the itty bitty shitty committee talking, or is that a disempowering thought? Is that a thought that's coming out of lack? And how can I shift it? How can I make it be positive? How can I make it have positive emotion with it? How can I put it into the desire of exactly what I want? And when you can put it to exactly what you want, bring that emotion in and then visualize it. So now you're visualizing the thoughts that you have exactly how you want them. that is when the magic can happen in your life, in your business, and what you want and what you desire. The Bible will say, ask and you shall receive. And so it's asking. What happens often is that we have this, well, I want this, but if it doesn't work out, that's okay. Well, then God, the universe, source, whoever you consider that to be, is like, do you want it or are you okay? Because we put that but in there. I want to make X amount of dollars, but if I don't, that's okay. Well, the universe is like, oh, well, I could have found opportunities for you, but you seem to be okay. So say it like you want it. Do not put a but behind it. You can say, and I desire this, and welcome to all the opportunities that come with it. Make sure that you are congruent with your desires, right? Because that is when you're congruent, you can drum up that positive emotion with it. If you're not congruent with it, you're probably not going to be able to come up with the emotions that you want. You're still going to be feeling that, maybe that tug of war in there, which is also something that I help my clients do, is get rid of any tug of wars, getting rid of a tug of war can be life-changing, especially if you're someone who has the tug of war of, I want to be the best mom ever, and I want to be the best business owner or business professional ever. And then you're tugging, back and forth. So make sure you're congruent with what you want. Say it like you mean it. Capture your thoughts. And if they're not said in the way that is positive, that is empowering, switch it quickly so that you can tell the universe, and you are telling the universe exactly what you want. Ask, you shall receive. We are told that, and it truly does happen. So that's what we're talking about today. That's my quick little ditty for you. It's not a long one. It's just quick and short. Be aware of your thoughts, capture them, change them if you need to. If they're already positive, add some emotion to it so that you fire them up a little bit more, and then visualize the outcome like you already have it. All right, that is it. Have a super great week. And next week, I have an awesome guest coming on. You will definitely want to listen to her podcast, and I will see you then. Have a great one. Rise up and live. Thank you for being a part of the Winning in Business podcast. If you've enjoyed this episode and want to rise up to your next level of success, but are worried about increased stress, time for work and yourself and your family, not to mention being exhausted, I'd like to invite you to a complimentary strategy call where I'll show you how you can do it all. I'll help you reclaim time, keep your sanity, handle the chaos with ease, and move to the next level of success that you deserve and desire. I hope you found value in listening today. Please always leave your comments, feedback, or questions. We check them all. I want you to continue winning in business and reach your next level of success. See you next time.